Let me just pin me. All right, so we're going to be giving the breath a little bit of extra attention in our practice today. So we'll start off, as we do quite frequently, lying on our backs with our knees bent, feet on the floor. And I invite you to use some support for your head. Let me just mute everybody here. All right, have a block within reach. And you may want to have a strap within reach as well. So take a moment first to let your body land in this position. And just notice how your body feels. Because after we go through the majority of our physical practice, we'll come back to this spot. So it can be kind of interesting to just notice how our body feels before the practice and then compare it with after. So take a moment, scan your body, maybe let your head just gently flow side to side. And let it rest in a comfortable position. And maybe shimmy your shoulders away from your ears. Check in with the lower back and maybe press into the feet a little. Lift the hips just a half an inch. And then slide your tailbone a little bit longer and lower down. And first, just notice the breath. Notice it as it flows in and out of your body. And we have 4 parts to this breath. We have the in-breath. We have the transition from the in-breath to the out-breath. And then the transition from the out-breath to the in-breath. Now, we talked before about how when you breathe in, it's like a lifting up. It's energizing and rising. And you might notice parts of your body, especially the front of the body, rise as you breathe in. And then the exhale is that downward sort of grounding sensation in the body. And if you're a visual person and you find that visuals help, you can imagine the breath like a Ferris wheel. So as you breathe in, just like the Ferris wheel, that breath rises up. You get to the top, there's that little crescendo, and then it descends down. So imagine your breath is riding on this Ferris wheel. It travels up, it travels down, and observing those moments of transition between the in and the out breath. Notice if the breath is smooth, or if there's parts of the breath that might be a little jagged, a little uneven. And sometimes it can help the mind to add a little bit more texture. So perhaps imagining a nice sense of warmth as you breathe in, and a sense of cooling as you breathe out. You imagine the in-breath traveling the front of the body and the out-breath traveling the back of the body. And notice if the ride up and the ride down are of equal length or if one is a little longer than the other. And you may notice a preference for one of the parts of the breath. And then maybe on a more subtle level, notice if there's an energetic difference in what you feel when you breathe in compared to when you breathe out. And is there one of those energetic feelings that seems more balancing for how your body and your energy and your mind is this morning? So we're practicing this breath with our body still, so we can focus. But we're going to add on some movement. And I'd like you to have the breath be the pace setter. So the body is going to follow the breath. Let's start by drawing the right leg in towards you, clasp behind the thigh. And just notice if you need to relax the shoulders and the neck. Sometimes when we draw that leg in and hug it, it rounds our shoulders. So just make adjustments so that the upper back is still nice and relaxed. And begin, as you breathe in, the leg stretches. Now, wait for the exhale and then bend the knee. And just notice this can sometimes be a challenge to let the breath set the pace. So the breath is taking over the role of the mind, telling you when to straighten and when to bend. And there might be a little bit of a conflict, an internal conflict as to who gets to control the pace of this movement. And you can just watch this if it is a little conflict. And for most of us, the mind is typically directing the body. So when you notice that, just gently shift it to the breath and invite the body to follow. And if you think of the in-breath being the invitation to stretch and open, and then the out-breath is your reset. And then we also have that transition between the parts of the breath. Try not to rush that either. But next time that right leg is straight, just pause here and gently press the back of the leg into the hands. And invite the back of the leg to find a little more length. And ride the Ferris wheel of the breath. And then bend that right knee on your next exhale. Extend the left leg long. And once again, ride that Ferris wheel of the breath. Now, if you found the exhale to be of preference for you this morning based on the energetic balance it invited, stay right here. If you found the inhale to be more balancing, you can try lifting that left leg off the mat 4 or 5 inches. And maybe you roll the shoulders up. So wherever you are, see if you can continue to ride that Ferris wheel with your breath. If you lifted, release down. Release the right leg, arms stretch above the head. Take a full deep breath. Rebend the knees, placing the feet on the mat. Hug the left leg in. With your next inhale, the leg follows by straightening up towards the ceiling. And then it follows the exhale. And if that image of the Ferris wheel is helpful, you keep it. If adding the texture of heat and cooling is helpful, you can keep it. Next time that leg is extended straight, pause here, gently pressing it into the hands. Check in, make sure the shoulders are still on the mat. The jaw is relaxed. There's space between the back of the teeth. And your exhale invites you to bend the knee, extend the right leg long. And then if you lifted the leg on the left side, lift it here on the right, maybe curl on up. Think about drawing the lower ribs towards the hip points. And if you're doing the lift, this is a typical place to hold the breath. So just a gentle reminder to take that Ferris wheel down. You don't want to be hovering up at the top with the little cart rocking in the wind. Ride the Ferris wheel down. Exhale, release all the way to the mat. Extend the left leg long, extend the arms overhead. Nice full body stretch. And now rebend the knees. Feet come on the mat. And grab your block and place it between the thighs. And align your heels so they're right underneath your knees. That way, when we come into the bridge pose, the joints will be stacked. So a good way to measure that is if you're, everybody has slightly different proportions, but if you extend your arms down, the heels come just about to the fingertips. Imagine spinning your thighs in. So you want to think about energetically drawing the front of the hips towards each other and gently broadening the back of the hips. Press into the heels, lift the hips up just a few inches, so not a full bridge. You want to try to keep the lower back soft. Press into the heels, invite the glutes to engage. Invite the knees to draw away from you. And just take a couple of more breaths here. On your exhale, gently lower the hips down. So we'll add on a flowing bridge. So on your inhale, let the hips roll forward so the back is arching. Press into the heels, let the hips rise. So this is going to be a deeper bridge pose than we did. Now to come down, start with the upper back, touching the mat, then the mid back, the lower back, finally the tailbone. Let the hips roll forward, invite that arch. Press into the feet and the hips rise. So repeat this with your breath. Add that Ferris wheel imagery if it's helpful. And see if you can allow the body to follow the breath. Minimal intervention. Now there's no hurry, but once the hips land, pause here. And float the feet off the mat. You want to think about drawing the lower ribs towards the hips. So you want to think about engaging those core muscles. Arms come out to the side, palms are down. Lower both knees towards the left. And then on your inhale, press the bottom leg up. So you're using the left oblique. So side to side here, working the obliques of the body. So the bottom leg presses up and you're looking for that engagement along the side of the body. Now you can stay with this or you can add on. This is a new movement. I don't think we've done this before. You're going to let your hips go to the left. So the right hip is actually off the ground. And then straighten the legs, bend the legs, come back to the center. So we're doing what we did, but we're just adding a straightening of the legs. Knees go to the right, straighten, bend, use the bottom leg to press up. We'll do it 2 more times each side. To the left, straighten, bend, up to center. Exhale, knees to the right, straighten, bend, center. Last time, knees go to the left, straighten, bend, to the center, to the right, straighten, bend, center. Lower the feet to the mat. Press the hips up to invite space there in the belly, in the front of the hips. Lower the legs to the mat. Feet come off the mat. You can remove the block, hug the legs in. And let's make some circles with the knees. So again, we've got that arching of the lower back as the knees draw away from you, and then the Flattening of the lower back as the knees come towards you. Now, can you do this with the breath? So the circling of the knees is in rhythm with the rhythm of that Ferris wheel. When you're ready, you can just pause at the top of your Ferris wheel and then reverse direction. And you come back to the center, extend the legs up to the ceiling, extend the arms, and let's circle wrists and ankles. In the other direction. Hug the knees in. And we're going to transition to table. So coming up through center. And if you have a blanket for your knees, that would be a good idea because we'll be doing some of those knee down warriors as well. You can have your blocks to the front of your space. Fingers are spread wide. Let's turn the toes under to get a little stretch in the arches of the feet. And then as you inhale, let the belly relax. Come into your gentle back bend. On your exhale, press into the hand. Once again, think about drawing the lower ribs towards the hips as the spine rounds. And just flow between these two poses. Again, the breath is setting the rhythm. And come back to neutral spine. Extend the left leg back. Keep it on the mat. Just press out through that heel. And then potentially lifting that left leg off the mat. Maybe taking that right arm, reaching it back. And just a little pulse up of that right arm. Just a little tricep engagement here. And keep that right hand still. And then maybe you do a little, let's point the left toes a little drop down and lift up. Pause with that left leg lifted. Lower the right hand back to the mat. Bend that left knee, flex the foot. And then like you're stepping on the ceiling, you'll lift up and then just soften a little bit. Press up and then soften. So the emphasis is on the pressing up. And the softening is just a little disengagement of movement rather than an active lowering of the leg. Pause with the leg extended, stretch it long again. Take it over to the right, look over the right shoulder. Ride the breath. And come back to the center. Extend the right leg back. And initially, we're just inviting space into that calf, into that hip joint. You can float that right leg up, level off the hips. That left arm can extend back, just a little bit of a pulse. You could actually do this if you had a water bottle or a small weight here. Holding it in that left hand would add a little extra strengthening opportunity. And then pause that hand, point the right toes, and you'll drop down and lift up. Pause the next time the leg is lifted and lower the left hand down. Bend the right knee, flex the foot, and then stand on the ceiling, soften. Again, a little gentle pulse here. Pause, extend that right leg long. Take it over to the left, lower it down, look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Curl the toes under, lift up into your downward dog. Let's start with the knees bent. And then just begin to lengthen one leg at a time. Another breath. And then lower the knees to the mat. All right, this next sequence, I think most of you have done before. We'll start by extending the right leg back. Then you're going to spin on the left knee and come into a modified side angle. So sometimes using a block for that left hand can be a nice option. Right, now we're going to use our core to come up. So we want to root down through that right leg, engage the core, and rise up. Nice. Flip the left palm, reach up and back. So nice opening for the left ribs. Inhale, come back through to your table. We'll take it on the other side. The left leg extends back. Spin on the right knee. Extend the left arm up. So really activate the left leg. Activate your core as you come up. Flip the right palm and reverse. Your exhale, cartwheel back through to table. Take a pause here. You could maybe even take a little push up on your knees and straighten. And we'll repeat that. So the right leg extends back, spin on the left knee, open up. Inhale, rise. Flip the left palm, reverse. Inhale through, come back to your table. Extend the left leg back. Spin on the right knee, left arm extends up. Inhale, rise. Flip the right palm, reverse. Inhale through. Windmill the hands to table. Maybe another little push up. Now we're going to add on when we come up. Extend the right leg back. Spin on the left knee, arm extends up. Inhale, rise. Pause here. Reach the arms up and maybe grab opposite elbows if that feels okay. Now you're going to arch away from the extended leg. Now you may not go very far, that's okay. Inhale up to center. Extend the arms wide. Flip the left palm in reverse. So we'll do that on the other side. Inhale through to table. Extend the left leg. Come into your modified side plank. Inhale, rise. Arms reach up, grab opposite elbows. Arch to your right. Inhale back to center. Extend the arms long. Windmill back to your table. Right leg extends. Side angle on the left side. Inhale, rise. Arms reach up, grab opposite elbows. Stretch to the front of your room, stretching to the left. Inhale up to center. Extend the arms. Flip the left palm up in reverse. Inhale through to table. Other side, left leg extends. Modified side angle. Left arm extends to the sky. Rise. Arms reach, grab opposite elbows. Stretch to the right. Rise back up to center. Extend the arms. Flip the right palm in reverse. Inhale through to your table. Down dog or child. All right, we're going to do a side stretch. If you're in if you're in downward dog, walk your feet together. Come way up on the balls of the feet. Drop the heels to the left. If you're in child's pose, you walk the arms to one side. Inhale up to center. Drop the heels to the right. Back to center. Add a little softness in the knees and make your way to the back of the mat in a nice deep knee forward fold. Begin to stretch the backs of the knees and then a gentle bend. Relax the head, the neck, the jaw. Now keep the legs straight-ish. Hands come to the hips and then inhale, you rise. Take a gentle back bend, pause here. Now visualize that Ferris wheel. Your breath is riding on the Ferris wheel. So it travels up the front of the body, loops around the head, and then grounds you through your heels. On your in-breath, the arms rise up. Exhale, release the arms down. Now let's try that without the breath. So breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms up. As you inhale, lower the arms down. And just notice how that reverse breathing feels. You really want to connect with the inhale and the spaciousness. And the exhale is the reset. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Your exhale, you fold just halfway. So we keep a nice long spine. Press into your thighs, engage your core. Imagine a block between your thigh that you're spinning in. That will engage those transverse abdominal muscles. Then inhale, bend the knees, sink into your seat, extend the arms if it's comfortable on your shoulders. Then inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Flip the left palm to the ceiling, grab the wrist, stretch to the side. Inhale through center, switch sides, stretch to the left. Back to center, release the arms down. Let's roll out the shoulders. And then we'll make our way to the front of the space. You can remove your blanket or anything you might have on the mat. If you still get your socks on, this might be a good time to take them off. And once you come to standing, lengthen the tailbone, lift up on the belly. Roll the shoulders back, then tops of the ears back, and then the bottoms of the ears back. Nice. So we'll be doing some warrior 2 sequencing. Inhale, rise up, stretch, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, right leg steps back for warrior 2. So last week we were focusing on engaging the glutes. Lift up that left big toe, really rooting down to the heel, and feel that line of energy traveling up to the glutes. So you feel that left glute really engaged. Keep that and lower the foot to the mat. Inhale, the arms open up, they extend out to the side. Take a look out over the left fingertips. Now, as you inhale, straighten the knee, reach the arms up and squeeze the glutes. Exhale, bend and lower the arms, relax the glutes. So do this with your breath. Add that visual of the Ferris wheel if that's helpful for you. Next time you're in your warrior 2, pause here. Windmill the hands to the blocks. The back leg lifts, level off the hips. Bring that right knee into the ribs. Drop the nose towards the knee. Think about the lower ribs going towards the hips, and then step it down. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. On your exhale, fold just halfway, press into the thighs. On your exhale, left leg steps back for warrior 2. Lift the right toes, root down through that right heel. Feel the right glute engage. Keep that as you relax the right toes down. Inhale, the arms open. And you look out over the right fingertips. On your inhale, straighten and reach, squeeze the glutes. On your exhale, bend and lower. And the breath is setting the pace. Notice those transition points between the inhale and the exhale, and between the exhale and the inhale. Try not to rush through those. You don't want to force them to be extended. Pause in your warrior two. No hurry to get there. Windmill the hands to the blocks. The back leg lifts, level off the hips. Bring the left knee in, draw nose to knee, ribs to hips. Step the left foot down. Inhale, you rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, press into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, right leg steps back, open right up into your warrior two. All right, so this is a variation of what we did in the beginning on our knees. You'll take that left forearm on the left thigh and the right arm comes overhead, side angle. Now, if you want this to be more of a core sort of strengthener, extend the left arm forward as well. Just take another breath. Then inhale, rise up to your warrior two. Flip the left palm and reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Keep going. Windmill the hands to the mat. The back leg lifts, level off the hip. Bring the knee into the ribs. Step it down. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press into the legs. On your exhale, left leg steps back, open into your warrior two. Right forearm on the thigh, left arm overhead. Option to extend that right arm. And then inhale, rise up, warrior two. Flip the front palm and reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Keep going, hands to the blocks. Back leg lifts. Draw the knee into the rib cage and step it down. Inhale, rise one more time. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, press into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, right leg steps back, open up to warrior two. Side angle. Maybe extend the left arm as well. Inhale, warrior two. Flip that left palm and reach back. Inhale through warrior two. Keep going, hands to the block. The back leg lifts. Now this time, take that right leg to the left of the left foot. So we're crossing our legs. And then take your blocks and walk them over to the left. Now, as you're doing this gentle twist, draw the right hip back. Relax the head, the neck, the face. And come back to the center, uncross the legs. And inhale, you rise, gentle back bend. On your exhale, you fold. Inhale, press into the legs, nice long spine. Exhale, left leg steps back, open into your warrior two. Right forearm on right thigh, left arm overhead. Maybe extend the right arm. Inhale, rise to your warrior two. Flip the right palm and reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Keep going. Back leg lifts. Lower it to the right of the right foot. Walk the blocks, hands, torso to the right. Draw your left hip back. And exhale, come back through center, uncross the legs. Inhale, you rise, gentle back bend. Pause here. Once again, flip the left wrist to the ceiling, grab it and stretch to the right. Inhale up through center. Switch sides and stretch. Inhale back to center. Release the arms to the sides. Fix my blur. All right, how's everybody doing? All right, so we'll take a little balance sequence. I think we've done this before. You're gonna root down through the left foot, come onto the ball of the right. Level off the hips, tailbone lengthens. You're really pressing into that left heel. Float the right leg up, clasp behind the thigh. As you lean back, press the thigh into the hands. Inhale, come back to neutral. Release the leg, extend it back to airplane. So 2 more times. Inhale back up, grab the leg, and lean back. Inhale to neutral, release the hands. Exhale, extend it back. 1 more time. Inhale back up, clasp the leg, lean back. Last airplane on this side, extend the leg. Then step the right leg back to the mat. You're in crescent lunge, arms reach up. Just another breath. Step forward and release. All right, we'll do that on the other side. Root down through the right foot. You're on the ball of the left. Float the left leg up. Clasp behind the thigh. Lean back. Come back to neutral. Extend the leg back. So arms can come to the side. They come wherever it's most balancing for you. Inhale back through center. Clasp behind the left thigh. Lean back. And then transition back to your warrior three. And just do the next round at your own pace. You're gonna pause on the third round and then step back to crescent lunge on the other side. Arms reach up. And step the back foot up to meet the front. Nice to shake all that out. And we're gonna come to the mat. So have your strap handy. And you're welcome to put any layers of clothing that you might like on. Grab whatever you would like for Shavasana, so it's within reach. And let's just start off in a seated position. Your feet out in front of you, clasp behind the thighs. Again, drop the ribs to the hips. You're balancing on your sit bones. And then maybe you lift both legs up, or maybe you lift one at a time. Now, this is where we want to ride the Ferris wheel of our breath. Just two more. Then release the legs down. Soles of the feet come together, knees drop out to the side. Press into your hands and bring your hips towards your heels. And then just gently lengthen forward. Ride the breath on the Ferris wheel. Notice any subtle sensations here. Rise up, use your hands to draw the knees together. We'll do another round. Clasping behind the thighs, drop the ribs to the hips, float the legs up. More breaths. And you release the legs down, soles of the feet together, lift the hips towards the feet, and then just gently stretch. Stretch the back of the body. Invite the stretch into the inner thighs. And then inhale, you rise. Use the hands to draw the knees towards each other. Now let's make our way onto our back. So again, you have your strap handy. You could have a block as well. Just take a moment and notice as we come into our starting, or we return to our starting position. The knees are bent, the feet flat on the floor. And so notice how your body feels on the floor. How does it feel after the physical challenges? How's the breath? How's the activity of the mind? When you're ready, taking the tie in your right hand and wrapping it around the ball of the right foot as you extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Option to extend that left leg long. Now the tie comes in the right hand. Come into that half happy baby where you draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Left hand can rest on that left hip to keep it weighted. Inhale, straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. Take the tie in the left hand and let that leg come across the body for your spinal twist. It's nice to have a block underneath that right leg. So if it's handy, you could place it there. And this is a great place to watch the breath on that Ferris wheel. And as you imagine that Ferris wheel going up with the in-breath, just notice if you feel a particular part of your body rising with that in-breath. And on the exhale, as the breath goes down and that sense of grounding is invited, is there anywhere in your body that responds to that? Is there any part of your body that takes that invitation to let go? One more full round of breath here. And then inhale brings you back to the center. You remove the tie, hug that right leg in. Just let that tie rest to the side. Let's take a few breaths. Allowing the lower back and the hips to soften and release. Notice where the in-breath lands. Notice where the out-breath offers opportunity to let go. When you're ready, let that knee come across the body for another spinal twist. Your block may still be there to catch it. Another breath, and then come back to the center, hug the knee in. Extend the right leg long and arms reach overhead. Invite a full body stretch. And then draw the knees in. Place the hands on the knees and make some circles with the knees away from each other. And the knees come together, or both feet on the floor, and place that tie on the ball of the left foot. Stand it up to the ceiling, invite length in the back of the leg. Option to extend that right leg long. Tie in the left hand, half happy baby. Right hand can rest on that right hip. Inhale up to the center. Tie in the right hand, let it come across the body. Maybe use your block to catch it. Inhale brings you back up to center as you remove the tie and hug that knee in. Let that knee come across the body when you're ready. Your in-breath takes you back to the center. Hug the knee for a moment. And then extend it long, nice full body stretch. And check in, notice if there's any final poses or stretches that would benefit your body before Shavasana. And if you found that image of the Ferris wheel helpful to ground your attention in this moment, you can continue with that imagery during your Shavasana. Allow your next breath to be a little longer and a little deeper. And notice any subtle sensations this longer, deeper breath brings. When you're ready, invite gentle movements. Allowing the transition to be smooth. As perhaps you invite larger movements. Maybe arriving on your side and enjoying a pause. Notice how your body, your breath, and your mind feels. When you're ready, you can come up to seated. And I invite you to join me in a chant of Om to close our practice. I invite a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you guys.